Business Outlook 2021. Under the theme, Facing Unprecedented Times, Recover, Adapt, Advance, TCL Group is celebrating the 30th anniversary of our premier business and development conference. From 1992 to 2021, Bahamas Business Outlook has evolved from the inaugural event in New Providence to 6 other major communities across the archipelago. Conceived by TCL Group President Joan Albury, Bahamas Business Outlook represents 30 years of developmental contributions aided by hundreds of highly qualified presenters, generous sponsors, and a brilliant TCL team. Government. Bahamas Business Outlook has been enhanced by the annual keynote addresses on the government's planned program for the year ahead, delivered by 3 prime ministers who have served since Bahamas' independence. Technology and digitization.
In a world in which borderless electronic commerce via the internet, e-commerce, is quickly reshaping international business, it is fitting that the theme of this 9th Bahamas Business Outlook seminar, Competing in a Global Marketplace, should have been chosen.
How many of you shop online? Everyone says. How many of you see those little ads that troll you on the internet? All of you say. All right. So it's in those micro moments. I want to know what the definition of the word blah is. I want to go somewhere. I want to buy something. I want to do this. I want to watch, or I'm interested in. In those micro moments, that's where you, the business owner, needs to be a part of that conversation. And what happens if you're not a part of that conversation? You get left out.
Today, about 100 million computers are connected to the internet. And based on the current rates of increase, by the end of this year, 200 million people will be connected to the internet. This has really begun to affect our industry quite dramatically. And I think we are clearly only at the beginnings. In our industry today, the largest travel agent is online. You can't even go into their office. The name of that travel agent, so to speak, its name is Expedia, a Microsoft website where you can book your ticket from A to B without ever having to step out of your living room.
Tourism. As our country's primary income earner, tourism and its service quality has been a Bahamas Business Outlook focus through the years.
I go to a Ritz-Carlton in Palm Beach. I have a meeting. I arrive very late at night and too late to have dinner, so I order room service. I ask for the lobster salad. When the lobster salad, I say, well, you know, there is something I'd like to drink with lobster salad specifically, and I don't think you have it in the hotel. He says, no wonder, Mr. Vanderpool Wallace, we'll go and get it for you. So they went, they got it, they brought it to me, go to sleep, end of that story. 3 weeks later, I go to a Ritz-Carlton in Atlanta. I get into my room, and there's a little notice on the refrigerator door that says, Mr. Vanderpool Wallace, we have your special beverage for you again. Let us know if you'd like some more. That's quality service.
Bahamas Business Outlook, 30 years of marking critical milestones.
With women concentrating more on education than men, it is anticipated that women will continue to exceed in professions and provide competition for men. I remember that the first woman was called to the Bahamas Bar in and around the 50s. We now have almost as many women as men, and I anticipate that in the early part of this century, the women will outnumber the men at the bar.
The founding fathers of labor organizations, especially ours, set out with a vision to ensure equality in the workplace and security of tenure and adequate compensation for labor. Successive leaders have enhanced and expanded that vision.
Shifting paradigms and bold challenges.
Every opportunity I get, I try to encourage parents of daughters and women to get into the construction industry. It's a great industry. It's very challenging. One of the things it did for me is it moved me from being an employee to an employer.
The world's markets are open to intense, global-wide competition. No market is protected anymore. Competitive threats appear daily in the form of new technologies and new global contenders. Today, business in every region of the globe can access any market.
But I'm suggesting in the normal, everyday course of business exchanges, of forecasting, of heads of agreement approvals for developments, where governments have to make a decision as to improving infrastructure, determining whether the people of the island are ready for the development, that the private sector, through its creative involvement, will be nudging government and helping government to make some important decisions.
But in this new era, we have to think about what access can mean. Does it have to be a physical space that one is in? Or can it be that we can extend to virtual learning platforms? And COVID-19, if it taught us one thing, including this meeting itself, right, is that we can do a lot more virtually than we did in the past, which may then mean that access to the kind of education and training that persons need in order to conduct business in a sustainable way may now be more possible than it was in the past.
Truth, vision, opportunity.
If we would only drop our bucket where we stand. My great-grandmother used to say, you better see what you're looking at. And it's extremely important for us to understand that when Chris Blackwell looks at the clapboard house, it's the same clapboard house that you're looking at, but you don't see it. And he finds a way to make that same clapboard house available to the very same visitor that you want to attract. And all because you are too ashamed of who you is.
But we must build resilience and we must be prepared. Because the enemy that we could not see, at least we know that we can prepare for future events when this enemy returns.
And lastly, and probably the most important thing of all, you can do anything in the world with people. Teamwork is crucial. Everybody playing their role. And partnerships, strong partnerships, business partnerships. After you've got your power and your resilient communications, the next thing, of course, is how do I get my business going? Where is my stock?
So public-private sector and over 100 businesses in the Bahamas coming together in April and working on a plan for what would the reopening look like. And that was based on the question that you asked. Cleanliness and protocols were of paramount and will continue to be of paramount importance. Obviously not just for the visitor coming in, but also to protect Bahamians who are engaged in this industry at whatever level. And so to that point, the cruise port, the airports were also a part of this group, and it's the Tourism Readiness and Recovery Plan Committee that came up with a plan. Very, very comprehensive. In fact, it has been very well received.
And services are not going to increase, get better, if people see that things tell them who they are. If they don't have a sense of belonging and a sense of their innate dignity, no matter what we do, it will not change. It must come from deep within.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think that we are living through exciting times. The excitement is a function of what you make of it. Technology is available to us all. As Douglas Robertson said, the generation that is alive today has an opportunity to design the next civilization. I strongly believe that that is true. This is not something given to every generation. My counsel, my advice, my encouragement as a practitioner in the industry is to go forth with a great strength, great character, and with an arrogance, and encourage the young Turks and encourage blind faith in the fact that the information society is inevitable and that Bahamas and other small nations around the Caribbean can be leaders in the society.
Now and for the next 30 years, Bahamas Business Outlook will strive to recover, adapt, and advance when change demands it. Each year to come, we will renew our commitment to present a bold agenda for a continued contribution to business development and our nation's progress.